Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Tanks of Prey. Before I get started, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button to my channel and make sure you hit the like button to my videos. Now this past month, I hit 5 years on World of Tanks console. So what I wanted to do was showcase the first tier 10 tank that I got in World of Tanks. And you can see it's up on the board. I got the IS-7. And now, again, when I first started this game, I always heard about it was the IS-7 versus the E100. And now I would always ask fellow tankers which one they would take first over the other. And the majority of people sat there and said they would take the IS-7, so go after the IS-7 first before the E100. And that's a discussion that I'd like to open up and talk about a little bit. And just leave your comments on my YouTube channel and tell me which one you would take, because I do have both of them. I do like the E100, don't get me wrong, but for me, the IS-7 is just, in my opinion now, this is my opinion. In my opinion, the IS-7 is pound for pound the best tank in World of Tanks. And what I mean by that is it's got good speed, it's got good ability to pin with the AP rounds, it's got good ability to use the HE rounds, it's got good blocking ability. And so that's why I want to open up this discussion. And I'm not going to go into details about this tank just because there's been so many videos made about this tank. And, anything that I would talk about with this tank would already has been said. So I am going to jump into some gameplay action. But what I do want to say real quick is I just talk about it and say that, it's got better speed than the E100. It's got better loading time than the E100. Um, I, I personally believe, now this is an argument that people will say no, 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 but I think it's got better ability to block damage than the E100. That's just my opinion. I love this tank. Of course, the E100's got better max depression and max elevation, but and it's got better AP rounds and better HE rounds on the E100. But still, I think this pound for pound is the best tank in World of Tanks. So I'm going to jump into some gameplay action. But again, leave your comments. I'd like to hear which one you would take over the other, and hopefully we get some good gameplay action here today. Lately, it's been kind of shitty. It's been, bad players. The artillery, all the way from the light tanks to the artillery, not doing their jobs, and so on and so forth. So, but when I first started out, I was a terrible player. I get that. But when you make it up to a tier 10 match, if you don't know what you're doing, then you shouldn't really be playing in a tier 10 match. So you can see that I'm third on the board. They have a Quillen. They also have an E100. They have a machine. They have a 60 TP. I am going to do some AP rounds. We've got enemies in the area. Either take them all out or capture their base. Let's roll. Even though I always talked about how, I'm just trying to gather my thoughts. Even though I talked about how I think that the IS-7 has got good AP rounds to pen, I don't like to use the AP rounds because maybe I just can't hit it correctly, or maybe I just don't know how to hit it correctly. But my nephews will always sit there and say, well, you know what, use the AP rounds because you can do the damage plus that. But I personally like to use the HE rounds just so I can sit there and do damage a lot quicker. I might feed off of this Type 4 Heavy right now. I don't know. A lot of times I'll use this IS-7 as a sniping tank as well, but we'll see. Okay, so you can see it, I did 500 damage, but, it's just... And so now I'm going to switch to some HE rounds just because that's the 60 TP out there that I'm not going to be able to pen. So you can see I put a hole in them, and so I mean you can see what it can do on the HE rounds, and that's what I'm talking about because that was 600 damage right there. And you can see I put a hole in the E100 there as well. So that's been my debate all the time. That I would rather take the HE shells. I mean, so I mean, I'm being patient now, and I'm doing some sniping, and I'm kind of feeding off of I'm kind of feeding off the Type 4 as well. So I'm kind of going back and forth. I don't know. I mean, there you can. I hit him for another 200. I am going to switch back to some HE rounds, or AP rounds. But again, like I said, I'm using the Type 4 as a and that E100 is kind of hiding right there. And I mean, I'm going to pull out, but come on, come on. See, like people like that, I mean, pay attention to what the fuck you're doing, man. It's just like, why are you sitting there? I don't know. I mean, I don't know why that Type 4 was cutting me off, but whatever. I just don't understand because he didn't even go the way that I was going to go. Anyways, I just complaining. I'm sorry. I mean, it looks like we might win here, so I might have a good game. I've done 1,300 damage so far, but nothing spectacular. But again, like I talk about, I'm not one to care about awards and finishing first or second, just because, for me, it's all about the team and what I can do with the team and to help perform and win as a team and so on and so forth. So that's what matters to me more than anything, I guess. And so, again, again, I talk about how some of the players are just terrible in that regards, and I'm going to hop in here and help. I mean, it looks like we're going to win. So if we don't win, then there's something seriously wrong. Apparently, I can't chew gum and play video games at the same time, so to speak, or talk and play video games at the same time. I'm just thinking what my next move is, and I'm having a hard time dealing with what I want to do, and I'm trying to get in a position to. Okay. So I'm going to come back around, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to get there in time. So, I mean, I'm only going to finish with like 1,300 damage, 1,400 damage. That's fine. It is what it is. Again, we're going to get the win, so. That's what matters. I'm going to survive. There weren't really any shitty players, so everything worked out pretty good in that regards. There we go. You know, like I said, it was a victory. I didn't, who knows where I finished. You know, I did 1,372 damage. I did 7 shots. I showed you some of the AP rounds. I showed you some of the HE rounds. I only assisted 253, blocked 240, so it wasn't my best game. I probably finished towards the bottom, which is fine with me. Again, you know, I mean, I finished 11th. We got the victory. That's what matters. Um, I hope you enjoyed this video because this again was my first tier 10 heavy tank, and I open up the discussion, which would you take, the IS-7 or the E100? Again, I would prefer the IS-7. I love this tank. I thought it works out well for me. I think again it's got better speed. um, I was using it more as a sniping tank and feeding off of the Type 4. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you subscribe to my channel and like my videos. I look forward to making another video here soon. 5 years have gone and passed real quick for me. Again, I've had good players, bad players, good platoon mates, good arguments. I've loved every moment of World of Tanks at times, even though I complain a lot about some of the other players. But I enjoy what I do with this video game. I'm a big history buff, so I love the World War II tanks. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you guys soon and making another video.